Like, man, it's not time to blast off. It's not time to set my engines going and push the big button. belt, you hear me? Like, man, every time I come down that road, I always see these earth creatures, man. It seem like they just ain't got nothing. They just ain't got nothing. It seem like they just crawling, man. They just crawling, just can't get out. You just can't get the wings up and fly, man. They just can't fly. Gotta stop, man, because it's a threat to the entire universe. Like, man, I gotta put a stop to it. I gotta put a stop right to it, man. Even if I have to turn this planet into a cinder sandstone.
Here we go, fresh off the presses, impressive measures, past the present. Now you know, don't be a reject, ejected, can happen if you let it. One for the record, running through the streets late at night with more than our own arms, with intent to distribute harm to these outsiders, violators of the fortress. Touch one of ours, now they lay powerless. What could offset? At this point, I think nothing. The thought of getting rocked to sleep by some creep will have you creep when you walking. It gets deeper than deep when it becomes your own man. Shots rang out, for whom the bells toll. Tension from every side, I don't abide. Police on my high, searches me the sec, I step outside. See, I'm slicker than that, no one to fall back. Got a little nest egg to rest head and still get head. Misled by bad company, will have your jazzy instinct and you funky. But that's not your genre. I'm a real cool cat till I see my bruh. My ear lights is like preaching to the choir. Nuts so grab 'em, pole throw 'em in the fire. Though this life's not meant to retire, it's dire. I'm not reinventing the tire. Truth for tire, squire, acquire wisdom. Lock it in with some pliers. Here we go, fresh off the presses, impressive measures, past the present. Now you know, don't be a reject, ejected, can happen if you let it. One for the record. Here we go, fresh off the presses, impressive measures, past the present. Now you know, don't be a reject, ejected, can happen if you let it. One for the record.
Going hard in the paint, with a cause, not a cank. Odds get the spank, frauds get the plank. Facades and grimy broads, pause, y'all a prank. The gods stay amongst the stars, bars to the bank. Enough scars in the shank, AR and killer beats. Share jewels with young squads when I'm mob in the streets. My tunes get wounds of odds, protected by the heat. And all with these bias laws and jaws with feet. Limitless herbs, my herd know how to move. Best quality burn, get high and blow out the moon. Camps is no ranch, we live and cope with the mood. You dudes blew the chance, we willing to show and prove. You lost every minute for days, y'all kept slipping. My mind fucks so fidget, it exposed y'all tripping. Spitting hypnotical, handle biz diabolical. Diminish the menacing, breaking down to a follicle.
Here we go, fresh off the presses, impressive measures, past the present. Now you know, don't be a reject, ejected, can happen if you let it. One for the record. Here we go, fresh off the presses, impressive measures, past the present. Now you know, don't be a reject, ejected, can happen if you let it. One for the record.
I got a super Megatron bomb waiting for me. They keep pushing me, they gonna kill me. Like me, man, but they can't do it. They can't fly. They can't fly. gotta get away, man. I gotta blast off like a super Megatron rocket on electrodynamic radiation.
Time evolves and comes to a place where it renews again. There is first a purification time, then there's renewal time.
possesses the music of the void. The opening is the void, but the opening is synonym to the beginning. This is an indication interpretation. Some music is of specialized interpretation. Some music is of synchronization precision. Every light is a vibrational sight and sound. It is rhythm in harmony with beams, rays, intensification, and projection visibility. Music is light and darkness, precedent of vitality, stimulation extraordinary.
Like man, it's not time to blast off. It's not time to set my engines going and push the big button.
Stimulation extraordinary.
sheperd. People better give me the sheperd. ratio seems to get the messages from onslaughts and vibratory ratios around me. Just add one more dimension to it. Like, man, I ain't going back to the Earth. I'm staying right here where I belong. It's where I belong, man. Not back there on Earth for me. What's on Earth for me? It's where I belong. That's where I'm gonna stay, Dan. Right here.
Where it renews again.
I'm lost in the infinity.
Anything different come along, boy, you just gotta kill it. You just gotta show how big they are. They gotta show how powerful they are. They gotta show how narrow-minded and stupid they are. Well, that's what they are, man. They just stupid, that's all. They just stupid, man.